time around, I should bring the fire, Ellie. Bring the fire. Oh, God. The flames.
Hey everyone, welcome to Micro Adventures. I'm Ellie and this is Josiah, and we've got a full body classic Lagree class on deck for you. We will kick things off on one white spring, and we're going to begin in a giant saw. So knees on the back platform facing forward for me, Josiah. Pull your carriage in towards you, place both forearms on the carriage, and then just pause for a moment. Squeeze your inner thighs together, light tuck of the hips under, squeezing your glutes. Draw your navel towards your spine. I want you to imagine someone's hugging you around the waistline. So really hug your abs in and around you. And then set your shoulders away from your ears. Slowly and with control, send the carriage out. And slowly and with control, draw it right back in.
I wish you would hug me.
Shut up. Oh my gosh. This is the problem with inviting your husband to be the student for class, is that he's gonna make all these jokes the entire time. And half the time, I don't know if the mic's picking them up or not, so sometimes I recant them to you so you understand exactly what I'm dealing with, and other times I don't. And right now, I'm not going to because we're in saw. So let's warm up the abs, right up and down the center of the core, six-pack working here. Slide the carriage out away from you, and then slowly back in. Shoulders don't move at all, hips don't move at all. If this is too intense in a kneeling plank position, option 2, lift your hips stacked over the knees. Keep going with your saw, Josiah. And do this from more of a tabletop position. In 4, we're gonna send it out halfway and hold. In 3, 2, send it out halfway, hold. Slide your shoulders away from your ears. Lift your abdomen away from the floor actively. Slide the carriage in 1 inch, back out 1 inch. Final 10 seconds, we're gonna turn this into a giant kneeling crunch. In 4, 3, 2, slide the carriage in, elbows beneath the shoulders, and then begin to round up through the spine. And then slowly lengthen back out. So you're basically doing a crunch upside down, flexion of the abs. That's how you want it to feel. Like you're flexing, like you're getting punched in the stomach. Squeeze your abs. Lengthen out, big exhale, round through the spine, like you're folding in half at the waistline. And go just a tiny bit slower. And then really focus in on the movement coming from the squeeze of your abs. Right, so it's the squeeze of the abs that initiates the sliding into the carriage, just lifting and rounding through the spine. In 4, find your halfway point. In 3, 2, slide the carriage in just about halfway and hold. No movement. Rounded through the spine, strong through the abs. Nice. I see a little tremoring, a little shaking here. Keep holding. We're gonna slide the carriage out 1 inch, back in 1 inch, right here. Out 1 inch, back in 1 inch. Find a little crunch as the carriage slides in. You're lifting through the abdomen. You're here for 4. Up to the feet, up to the hands. Giant dancing bear in 3. Let's go. In 2 and 1. Toes tuck on the back platform, hands to the carriage. We're going giant dancing bear. Bend the knees side to side. Slow it down. If you can, zip ankles, knees, and thighs together. Squeeze the thighs together. Good. As you bend the knees, they're driving towards one shoulder. You're getting the side body crunch through the waistline and then lengthening back out into your center plank. So keep this bear going side to side. We are hitting our right oblique next. So just a little kiss, a little warm up through the waistline. That's going to last about 20 more seconds. Breathe into it. Yes, you freaking can. Right forearm is coming to the front platform, knees to the carriage. You have Nighthawk on deck. You have 10 seconds left on this giant dancing bear. If all you can do is hold plank, hold plank. I want you to stay in this move for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Knees to the carriage, ride it forward. Right forearm comes to the front platform. Knees to the carriage to start. Float your left arm up. Find this really nice stack of the shoulders, stack of the hips. Float the left leg up. From here, thread the needle with the left arm. Carriage slides in. Left knee taps right knee. And then lengthen back out. Find your side plank. Stretch out through the arm. Stretch out through the leg. Good job, Josiah. Keep this going. This is Nighthawk. So we can peel back from this, keeping both knees on the carriage the whole time. Or we can add on to this, right? You could take this one up to the toes, But if you take it onto the toes, you'll be bending through the knees doing accordion legs. You won't be floating the top leg on the toes. It's just a little too wild, a little too crazy. Josiah says he's a little too old to do that.
My shoulder.
Check in with the right shoulder for me. Keep it stacked over the elbow, and you definitely want to press your right forearm down into the front platform, actively lifting through the right oblique the whole time. We're going to keep this going for 15 seconds. You've got a twisted inchworm next. Both forearms will be on the front platform. Both knees to the carriage. Should be a really seamless transition. Let's make our transition smooth. In 3, twisted inchworm in 2 and 1. So both forearms on the front platform, both knees to the carriage. A little bit of a swivel of the right oblique angled down towards the floor. It's 1 saw and 1 twisted crunch. So twisted inchworm is really a saw and a crunch together. You just do 1 of each. And again, the hips are slightly open to the left, so the right oblique slightly faces the floor, and that's where you're feeling the work. We're still in our right oblique. Great place to check in that the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears, perhaps turning your head side to side or shaking out any tension in the neck. Good. In 4, let's hold that saw out. In 3, you're there, Josiah. In 2, bring it out halfway and hold. Slide forward an inch, out an inch. You're here for 4. For 3, 2, round up into that crunch. Halfway, hold. Slide the carriage out an inch, crunch in an inch. Little out an inch, in an inch. You're here for 4. Hands to your high handlebars. Right foot over left. We go teaser in 3, 2, and 1. Hands to the high handlebars. Right foot in front of left. Toes will angle towards your left shoulder. Send the legs all the way out so you're in your twisted plank. Send it all the way out for me. Good. Right oblique slightly angled to the floor. Now piking through the waistline. You're folding in half at the right oblique and then slowly back out. I like to point my thumbs forward on the front handlebars and push down into the heels of my hands to take any tension out of the wrist. And then imagine a string. I'm like a puppet master here. I've got a string attached to Josiah's right hip. As I let go of that string, his legs will slide out, finding that twisted plank position. And as I pull up on that string, I'm pulling his right hip over his right shoulder, and he's stopping before he loses tension and going right back out. There we go. In 4, we're gonna find our halfway point. This is a finisher on the right oblique. Let's make it count. Here's 2. Halfway and hold. Breathe. Squeeze the right oblique. Send the carriage out an inch, in an inch. Final 10 seconds in this move. Standing inner thighs. Step your right foot to the front platform. Left foot stays on the carriage. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right foot front platform, left foot carriage. Feet even with one another, toes pointed straight forward. Body weight is even. Start to send the carriage out, and as you do so, sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Pause. Squeeze the inner lining of the thighs. Slide the carriage in. Arms come down beside the hips. Good. So as you do this, when your body weight stays even between both legs, core is super strong, micro bend in your knees, so we're not locking out our knees, we're keeping the workload in the muscles not pushed into the joints. And then focus on knitting the ribs together. So the front of the ribs stay really knitted together. What can happen sometimes when we add arms to inner thighs is that the ribs want to splay open. So the knitting process means rather than letting the splaying out, right? Imagine my little hands right here on the front of the ribs. Take a deep breath in, expanding laterally. And as you exhale, you're closing the ribs. They're sliding together like these little fingertips, knitting together. And you hold that knit, continue to breathe. Laterally out here. Exhale, squeeze the abs. Go a little bit slower with the legs and try to stay out a little bit further towards your end range. So sending carriage out, finding your furthest point, and then just bringing in 3/4 as far as you have been. So not as far in as you've been coming. Nice, Josiah, great adjustment. Just upping the intensity for the final 20-ish seconds of this move. You're not gonna see any pulses or holds. So if you like to up the intensity again, send it out to your furthest point, only bring it in half as far as you've been bringing it in. Last 8. 7, we have a single leg squat on the right, and we're gonna add in a little skater. In 3, 2, and 1. Bring the carriage in. Slide your left foot back just a tiny bit behind your right foot, so your feet are a little staggered. We're gonna sit the hips back into a single leg squat, so keep your body weight over the right leg. Pause, skate the left knee in, row the arms back for me, Josiah. Skate the left leg out, send the arms forward. Drive into the right heel, squeeze right glute, press the palms back as you lift up. Good, keep going. So lower down, arm sweep forward, right hip, right knee, right heel lined up. Row the elbows in as the left knee bends. Good, extend the arms forward as the leg skates out. And then press the palms back, chest opener as you lift. And a tiny bit slower and a little bit smoother throughout the entire thing. Good, way to set the weight back into the hips, Josiah. So you're really reaching your glutes behind you as if you're sitting into a chair just out of your reach. Focus here is on the right leg. Good. On this next one, we're gonna take it down into the single leg squat, hold. Check in, right shoulder, right hip, right knee, right middle toes all lined up. Just skate, row the elbows back as the knee bends in, send the arms forward. Good, challengers, if you wanna pick up weights for any part of this workout, you know that is always an option. You don't have to wait for me to say it. Let's give this 10 seconds here. Energy in your right heel, drive your right heel into the front platform. We'll go back to full range of motion in 3, 2, 1. Full range, don't rush to get to the top. Do not lock out your right knee, do not undo your work. Reverse floor lunge is next. You will step forward in front of the machine, bring it to the back. Right foot next to the back platform, left toes to the carriage. Reverse floor lunge coming at you in 4, 3. Quick transition in 2 and 1. Take the carriage with you to the back. Right foot plants next to the back platform. Left toes can tuck onto the carriage behind the rail. Start to bend into the right knee, finding your lunge. Good. So right away, we're kind of in the movement, but make any adjustments you need. So feet should be hip width apart. You might need to widen your stance right to left. If your carriage is hitting your front platform, your right foot needs to step forward more. Nice. Great job here, Josiah. Push into the right heel to lift. Try not to let your right knee drift forward as you lift up. And then micro bend in your right knee at the top. There it is, nice. Awesome work here, friends. All right, in 4, we're gonna take it down. First hold in 3, 2, take it down, hold, freeze your right leg. Left knee is sliding in and out, carriage kicks. You have 15 seconds in these kicks. Freeze the right leg, it doesn't move. Take the outer edge of your right hip, wrapping it back behind you. Stay low, you're here. 5, 4, 3, nice shake and Josiah. Here's 2. Back leg is long, pause and slowly lift it up. Do not lock out your knee. You're gonna see those carriage kicks one more time and then we're headed back up front. Awesome work, everybody. Big inhales, full exhales. We're not doing that yet. I was like, Josiah's doing extra credit here. I was like, what's happening? Okay. In 4, let's bring it down and hold in 3, 2, you're down there, hold, wrap your outer right glute back, go carriage kicks, left knee's coming in, left leg sliding out. Final 15 seconds of this move. 1 red spring next, runner's lunge, right foot front platform, left foot carriage, get there as quickly as you can. I know you know runner's lunge. You have 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn around, change your springs. We go 1 red spring, right foot to the front platform, left foot tucks onto the carriage wherever it's comfortable. Bend through both knees, sit the hips down nice and low. Left leg slowly presses the carriage out. Left knee bending back in. Good. Now, once you get into the move, the muscles are working right away, then start to fine tune your form. So, a lot of energy, a lot of body weight pressing your right foot down into the front platform. And if the front platform's not a comfortable place for your foot, step the right foot forward to the floor. Good. And then a little hinge forward from the hips so you feel lots of body weight through the right leg. Awesome. Left heel's lifted high. Left knee is dropping down nice and low. Good. Josiah says the mirror is essential to the workout, right? You can see your form so much better. It is really helpful to have a mirror, y'all. It is an investment, just like your machine was an investment. And believe me, you and the machine are worth every penny. You're worth it. Get yourself a mirror so you can see your form. In 4, we'll take the left leg out 3/4 of the way and hold. In 2, 1, 3/4 extension, hold. Sit your glutes down an inch, up an inch, hold. Push the carriage leg out an inch, in an inch. Hips down, up, carriage out, in. Keep this variation going for 4, 3, 2, hold the glutes low, send the carriage out the rest of the way, and then bend the knee resistant. Finish out your runner's lunge right here. Energy down through the right heel, slow and controlled with the left leg. And if you're looking for just a little bit extra, right, see if you can drop it down 1 inch more or hinge forward from the hips 1 inch further. You'll get a lot more core, a lot more right leg. Finisher for our right leg is up next. We've got side lying kicks. So listen to my words. You will exit to the left-hand side of your machine, turn to face your machine. You'll be lying on your left side body. Right foot comes to the back edge of your carriage. Side lying leg press. 10 seconds. Sit a little lower, go a little slower. Finish out runners. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step off to the left. Left side body's lying down beside the machine, facing into your micro. Right heel finds the back edge of your carriage, and it is a leg press. Nice hustle, Josiah. So this will be the finisher on our right leg. Right away, if you send the carriage out, it's not enough resistance, you need to scoot closer to your back platform. If it's too much, scoot forward past your front platform. And then Josiah's hanging onto his front platform handlebar with his right arm for a little bit of leverage. I sometimes like to hang onto the front platform or even hug that handlebar. And then I'm gonna have Josiah make a little adjustment here. So Josiah, I want you to bring your foot a little closer to you. Yep, right there, now push. So what I just had Josiah do is slide his foot closer to him on the carriage so that when he bends his right knee, it's stacking and aligning directly over his right heel. Good. Push through your heel. I want the emphasis on your heel so that you're firing up your glute. And when you're bending the knee, your right knee stops directly in front of the right hip and then pushes back out. Awesome job. Check in that your right hip is stacked over the left. So you want your right knee and your toes pointed straight forward. Same direction as your belly button. Left side waist engages away from the floor. In 4, send it out, a little hold. In 3, 2, send the right leg out. Don't lock out the knee, hold. Just pause, breathe, strong through your core. Lift the left side waist away from the floor. Energy in your right heel. Send the carriage out an inch, in an inch. Little out an inch, in an inch. Press through your heel. Squeeze and fire up the base of your right glute. 10 seconds. Back to full range as slow as you can go in 4, 3, 2, slow. Full range. Awesome work. Finish off this right leg, 20 seconds. Maybe make the movement a little closer to your end range, so don't bend the knee quite so far in. Maybe you're just gonna hold those pulses. I need you to find that final burn, 10 seconds. We're going back to one white spring, forearm plank, forearms front platform, knees or toes to the carriage. Give me a forearm plank in 3, 2, and 1. Let the carriage close. One white spring, forearms to the front platform, knees or toes to the carriage. Find your strongest plank. Squeeze the thighs together, squeeze your glutes, push into your forearms. So you're lifting the space between the shoulder blades and you're actively lifting your abs away from the floor the whole time. Good. From here, you've got a little hip swivel to the right, little hip swivel to the left. Nice. So just little hip dips. If it feels okay in your body, you can make these hip dips just a little bit bigger. Good. So we're just waking up the obliques because that's where we're going next. Are your obliques awake yet?
I never went to sleep.
Oh, Josiah says his obliques never went to sleep. True. That left one should have been working in that side leg press, lifting away from the floor the whole time. Good answer, Josiah. It's a good student right here. Let's give this 15 seconds. Nighthawk, left side, coming at you. Left forearm, front platform, knees or toes to the carriage, your call. Let's go Nighthawk in 3, 2, and 1. Left forearm on the front platform, knees or toes to the carriage. I'd suggest starting on the knees, float the top arm, float the top leg. Lengthen out through your limbs and then find that thread the needle. Right knee will tap left as right arm sweeps under and then open back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, kicking your partner in the face in Nighthawk is not part of the move. So let's not do that. Keep pushing your left forearm down into the front platform. Left shoulder is stable. Okay, this is a really tough move because it involves your entire body. So you can always peel back any layers. If the leg is too much, keep the leg down. If the arm is too much, right, bring your hand to the high handlebar in front of you, get a little bit more support for the left shoulder. And if you're looking for that extra intensity challengers, you know you're up on the toes, you're doing the accordion. I didn't even have to tell you. Let's keep this going for 15 seconds. Twisted inchworm is next. Both forearms front platform, both knees carriage. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both forearms to the front platform. Both knees are side by side on the carriage, but you're swiveling your hips a little to the right. Left oblique slightly angled to the floor. You'll slide away from the front platform, and then you'll slide your whole body forward. Once the shoulders get close to over the elbows, side body crunch. So inchworm is really a saw and a kneeling crunch put together. And this inchworm has a little bit of a twist to it. So that means our hips are slightly twisted so we feel the work in the left oblique. Nice tempo here, Josiah. Try to use your exhales to squeeze your abs a little bit deeper. So use your exhales where you feel the exercise the most, where it's most challenging for you. That can be super, super helpful, right? And if you can incorporate some level of Pilates style breath into this workout, it is only going to help you. Send the carriage out and hold in 3, 2, send the carriage out, hold, feel the left oblique, slide forward an inch, out an inch, forward an inch, out an inch. You're here for 4. For 3, 2, slide the carriage in, find that side body crunch. Squeeze where you feel it the most, slide the carriage out an inch, crunch in an inch. A little out an inch, in an inch. For 4, hands to the high handlebars, teaser in 3, 2, hands walk up to the high handlebars, left foot steps over right. So left toes are pointed towards the right shoulder, right toes tucked behind, and my feet are always angled a little forward on the micro. Send it out into that twisted side plank, hold. Now start to pull left hip up over the left shoulder. Imagine I've got a little string attached to your hip crease, right? You slide out, and then you pike side body back in. Slow as you can go, and if you've got longer legs like Josiah does, you might bend the knees quite a bit in this move and keep them bent the whole time. Good, it might help to be slightly lifted off the heels, but bending the knees will make the legs drop a little closer to in line with the shoulders because these little handlebars are so mini. In 4, halfway in and hold. In 3, 2, find that halfway point where you really feel the work in the waistline. From here, slide the carriage out an inch, crunch in an inch. Out an inch, crunch in an inch. Keep going, you're doing great. Left foot will step to the front platform. Single leg squat with a skater. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Step your left foot to the front platform. Slide your right toes back on the carriage just a touch. Those stances a little staggered. Now sit your hips back into your single leg squat for the left leg. Skate your right leg in, row your elbows back. Skate the leg out, arms stretch forward. Push down into left heel, squeeze the back line of your left leg, slowly lift up. Don't lock out your knee. Micro bend in the knee, and then right back down, a little bit slower. Take a couple breaths to move through each part of the exercise. Okay, so at least an inhale and an exhale. Nice. Shoulders are relaxed. And this is a really great place if you have a mirror in front of your machine to peek over your left shoulder to look at the alignment of your spine. Awesome work here, Josiah. Right, and other things he can check in the mirror, his left knee is well behind his left toes, very important. His glutes are sitting back into that invisible chair. Awesome. On this next one, we're gonna take it down, we're gonna find a little hold. Bring it on down, find your hold, just skate. Slide the knee in, row the elbows back, slide the leg out, send the arms forward. Just your skater. Isometric hold on your left leg. You're looking to build intensity in the muscle in the left leg. 10 seconds. Shoulders soften away from your ears. Last 4. In 3, back to full range. In 2, back to full range. 20 seconds left on this move. Go really slow. You have time for like 1 more rep. Reverse floor lunge is next. You'll step forward to the floor. Left foot plants beside your back platform. Right toes tucked to the carriage. Let's go reverse floor lunge, quick transition. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Head to the back. Find your reverse floor lunge. Left foot plants next to the back platform. Right toes tucked to the carriage. Boom. Nice transition, Josiah. And you'll notice Josiah paused sort of in the lunge to get himself set up and squared off. So good. So once you get into the exercise a little bit, then you really want to fine tune your form. So hips and shoulders are squared to the back of your space. As you lower into the lunge, it's a big hinge forward from your hip creases. And then when you pause at the bottom, dig down into your left heel, squeeze the entire back line of your left leg to come up towards standing. Right, so on your next lunge, pause. Watch your left knee, don't let it drift forward. Push into the heel, lift up. Nice job, Josiah. The more you keep the knee stable over the ankle, the more workload is shifting into the back line of your leg, the more the muscles work. This next one, down, hold, carriage kicks. Freeze your left leg. Think about your outer edge of your left glute wrapping down and back to the floor behind you. Right leg is sliding in and controlling the carriage out. In 4, back to full range. In 3, 2, back to full range. Nice work. Breathe into it. You're pulling against the spring tension, which really ups the intensity of this exercise, right? That is the beautiful thing about this workout is we get to stabilize on the spring tension. We get to push against it. And when we head to the back, we get to pull, right? So we really are working the body against these springs in so many different ways, which is what makes this so effective. All right, in 4, down and hold. In 3, 2, bring it down, hold. Carriage kicks, freeze your left leg, slide the right knee in. All out carriage kicks, finish off this reverse floor lunge. Quick transition, we turn around, 1 red spring, runner's lunge. Left foot front platform, right foot carriage. In 5, in 4, 3, 2, 1, turn around, change your springs. We go 1 red, left foot steps to the front platform, right toes tucked to the carriage, bend through both knees, drop it down nice and low. Awesome. And then again, when you get into the move, fine tune it. Level out your hips, sit the glutes low, both knees bent. Good. Energy down through the left foot. Really push the left foot down into the surface below you. Hinge forward from the hip creases a little bit. Bring a little more body weight into the left leg, a little more work into the core. Nice, Josiah. And then you'll notice, Josiah, don't move your feet at all. They look great. But you'll notice Josiah steps his right foot pretty far back on the carriage. Josiah is about 6 feet tall. So when he
6 feet plus.
6 feet plus. Oh my word. Okay, supermodel, can you keep doing the runner's lunge? You're interrupting the workout. So he is taller. I am 5'4" and a half. 5'4" plus, apparently.
There you go.
So when I tuck my right foot, I have it closer to the front edge of the carriage so I get the right amount of resistance for my legs that are a little bit shorter. Josiah steps his foot back further so that he gets a little less resistance because his legs are longer. Right? We're actually probably pushing similar loads against this spring, but shortening and widening the stance makes the spring tension feel different. In 4, send it out, hold. In 3, 2, send it out. Like 3/4 of the way out to straight. Sit your glutes down an inch, up an inch, carriage leg out an inch, in an inch. Keep it going. Down, up, press the carriage out, in. Keep this going for another 4. For 3, 2, full range. Stay in your runner's lunge, stay in your runner's lunge, stay in your runner's lunge. Yes, you can. Stay low. Good. Josiah, notice how that left knee is slightly leaning in. There you go. Nice fix. So sometimes our knee wants to sort of drift out, in, forward, or back. Really try to align your left knee directly over your left heel. Soften through the shoulders. 15 seconds in runner's lunge. We've got our side lying leg press to finish. Step off to your right. Lie down on your right hand side beside your machine. Left heel back edge of the carriage in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sideline leg press. Let's finish off this left leg. Last leg exercise today. So you'll lie down on the machine and you'll scoot pretty close to your machine so you're literally hugging it. Left foot somewhere comfortable on the back edge of the carriage. Good. And then Josiah, scoot a little closer to the machine. There you go.
You're scaring me.
Perfect. What's scaring you? The mirror?
Just getting close to the edge of it.
Good. No, you're good. So now that he's scooted a little closer to the machine, that has fixed where his knee is, meaning when he bends his knee and stops with the knee in front of his hip, his knee is stacked over the heel. He's finding a 90-degree bend in the knee. All right. If you need more resistance, you gotta scoot a little closer to the back platform. I need y'all to find that burnout, that sensation, maybe a little bit of that shake. And this final leg exercise, let's send it out. Hold in 3, 2, meet me with that leg almost extended all the way, but not quite. Energy in your left heel. Feel your left glute really fire up. Send the carriage out an inch, in an inch. Little pulses. Make them come from your glute. Your glute is moving the carriage. Good. Strong through the core. Right side waist lifts away from the floor. Neck is relaxed. Stay here for 4. Stay here for 3, 2. Pause. Resist the carriage in. Use your glute to resist the carriage. Use your glute to press it back out. Awesome. Left toes, left knee pointed straight forward. 20 seconds. Our finisher is on deck. We got a little combo to finish things off. We're going 1 white spring challengers. Anyone who feels like they need a little extra support in the finisher, you can go to 1 black. So 1 black or 1 white, depends on what you want. We will be meeting in a plank. Hands to the front platform, toes to the carriage in 4, 3, 2, and 1. 1 white or 1 black. What do you want, Josiah?
All the resistance.
Oh. All right, we're gonna give you a black, a little more support. Hands to the front platform, toes to the carriage. Everyone at home, you should be in that plank. You should be holding, you should be waiting to hear what I'm gonna say next with bated breath. Strong through your core. Give me 4 mountain climbers and then 1 plank to pike. So knees come into the chest, 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze the thighs together, slowly pike up. Slower back out. 4 mountain climbers. Good, and you can do those mountain climbers quick as Josiah is, or you can keep them really slow too. Okay, I like to do them a little slower and think about lifting my knee, not just forward, but up into my heart space. That little extra lift up will get a little bit more into the core. Awesome. Right here, final 20 seconds left in your workout. Show up for yourself. Show up for Josiah because he is in this move with you and he's not dropping and you're not dropping because this is your final 10. Keep it moving for 9. Slow and controlled, strong in your core. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, child's pose. You are done. Woo. Sit the hips back, stretch the arms forward. You can do this on top of the machine, beside the machine. Couple deep breaths. Big inhale. Full exhale, let it go. Let's go ahead and gently roll up to seated. Make sure that you're taking some time to stretch out your quads, hamstrings, glutes, your core, your waistline. But for now, we will seal in all that hard work with 2 deep breaths. Inhale, circle sweep, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time, deep breath in, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Nice work. Awesome job, friends. Thank you so much for being here. We will see you back again real soon.